vegan polenta with almond milk is something that I've never made before, but I want to give it a try. I know that I recently made a recipe of creamy polenta with milk. I'll be sure to include a link to that in the description box. Even though it was delicious, I know that some of my followers might be vegan, or they know people who are vegan, or they're lactose intolerant. I know at least one of you who is lactose intolerant, so normal cow's milk is not for you. That's why I wanted to give this a try. I'm treating it exactly the same as my other creamy polenta recipe because as an experiment, I think that's a good starting point. If you've never made something before that is similar to something else, just do what you've done in the past and see how it compares. In this pot, I am bringing to a boil 500 grams, about 2 cups of almond milk that's unsweetened and is the original flavor, so no added flavor. It's not vanilla or chocolate or anything like that. No added sugar. And to that I added about between 1/8 and 1/2 of a teaspoon each of salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And I also have maybe 2.5, 3 tablespoons of that almond milk off to the side in case I need it. And here I have 100 grams, a little under a cup. I think it's, actually no, it is about a cup. We'll just say a cup of stone ground polenta. If you're not using measurements of weight, I would go for 1 cup of polenta to 2.5 to 3 cups of liquid. I know some polenta recipes call for 1 cup of polenta to 4 or 5 cups of liquid, but as you can see with my recipe, I use a little bit less and it's fine. I think a lot of it has to do with the texture that you want. If you want it to be super creamy to the point that it's runny kind of, then you use more liquid. But if you like it how I like it, you want it to be creamy but at the same time have some body to it, then use less. Like I said, I'm bringing this almond milk to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, I will add the polenta, and then, like I said, I'm going to treat it just the same. As you can see, this almond milk is now boiling, and I'm going to add the polenta. This is over medium heat, medium high, gas mark 4 out of 6. And just like before, I'm adding it in the form of, as they say in Argentina, una lluvia, a rain, to avoid lumps. And now I'm just going to keep stirring. Like I said earlier, I've never made this before, so we are learning together. Just going to keep stirring this, it'll come together in no time, I'm guessing. This is still yet to be evaluated, but on paper, it's not only vegan and good for lactose intolerant people, it's also a lot lower in calories. 1 cup of, I used whole milk last time, if I'm not mistaken, has 150 calories, and 1 cup of almond milk, the brand that I use, has 30 calories, so a lot lower in calories. One thing that I tried last time that I made polenta last week that I don't think I mentioned, but I did mention to one of my followers in the comments, is that I made a kind of dessert version of polenta, if you will, with the whole milk version. There was a bowl that just had a little bit, it was not enough to have a full serving, so what I did is I said, you know what? I haven't had dessert in a long time, so I'm going to see how this tastes with sugar. And I sprinkled some sugar on it, and it was fantastic. Ooh, and this is starting to spit, so I'm going to turn this down to medium, 3 out of 6. I'm going to keep stirring. Oh, wow, that is, now I'm going to turn it down farther to 2. And it was very delicious. I actually like corn that's sweet. I like it both when it's savory and sweet, so I'm not surprised that I liked it. I also like hominy with some honey. So if you have some polenta and it's not enough for a full serving and you want something sweet, sprinkle some sugar on it. Or maybe drizzle some honey. I'm sure it would be good. It's been about 2 minutes now, and as you saw, it was spitting much more so than with the whole milk. So it's something to be concerned about. That's why I'm cooking it at a lower temperature. I'm gonna to really taste it. It probably is, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Tastes pretty good. It tastes more watery than the milk, cow's milk version, which is to be expected. Doesn't really have an almond flavor, I don't think. It's maybe slightly creamier than if you use regular, than if you just use water. I'll say this is, even though I haven't fully served it yet, I'm gonna say it's okay. It's good, but it's not amazing. Nothing can beat the creaminess of full fat milk when you make polenta. The polenta has now been cooking for 7 minutes, about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes since I turned off the camera. I tasted it and I think it's done. I did not add any extra almond milk. I don't think it needed it. So that's interesting. I feel like it stayed creamier with the almond milk than with the whole cow's milk. Not sure why that happened. I'm just gonna serve it. This bowl. One thing that I think would be interesting would make un tuco, make that bolognese sauce with the crushed tomato and all the vegetables. But what I would do is I would add some beans to it. Either you could open a can of beans, or let's say you cook the beans for a total of 1.5 hours normally. Cook them for half an hour and then add them to the tuco. I think that'd be a good vegetarian and vegan alternative. And you could serve that on top of this polenta. That would be good. Type of beans, you could use pintos, but I would use some sort of white bean. Cannellini beans, in Spanish, alubias, or something like that. Here's my creamy polenta with almond milk.